Hello, I'm Samantha, and this is an intermediate pronunciation class on verbling. Today we're going to read a play script and work on our pronunciation. So come on in. Hey, frickin'.
By the way, I was going to say that I sent an email to that contact thing, you know. Then he sent an email to my account saying, like, our team is working so hard to respond to you. We're going to, you know, it's working very well.
That's good. Cool. Hi, Ozan. Hello. I can't hear you. I think you're muted. Can you click your microphone?
Okay.
There you go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi. Where are you from?
From Turkey.
Turkey. Cool. Hello. Hello. I'm Samantha, and this is an. Oh, I'm echoing from Ozan. Intermediate pronunciation class on verbling. Ozan, just make sure your headset's plugged in and that the only window you have open is the Hangout. That will eliminate the echo problem. Hi, Selesa. Seliso? I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. Can you hear me? Maybe not. Okay. Furkan? Hello. And hi, Mauro.
Hello, how are you?
Good. Are you ready to act?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Hi, Alberto.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Well, good.
Cool.
Nice to
So today we are going to read a play script and work on our acting. So I'm just going to share my screen. You can download this document if you go to where it says class materials on Verbling. You can download it, or you can just look at my screen. I'll keep it up for the class or for most of it whenever we're reading. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys roles. The play is called A Native American Cinderella. So we're going to practice reading it together, and I'm going to make notes about your pronunciation, and then I will correct you and help you out with how you're pronouncing certain words. Okay? So we actually have a lot of lines. Let's see who's in Act 1. Narrator, strong. Who wants to be the narrator? The narrator has a lot of lines. Any volunteers? I will choose you.
Actually, today I tried to imitate Batman, and now my throat isn't sore.
Oh, no.
But still, it works.
How about Mauro?
Oh no.
The good thing about being the narrator is you don't really have to act too much.
Oh.
You get to just kind of read the lines and use some expression. Okay. Okay. And then we need a strong wind.
Can I be strong with?
Okay.
Looks like exciting.
Okay, strong wind. And strong wind's sister?
You're gonna be my sister.
How about Pawan Kumar?
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Hello.
You can be strong wind's sister, okay? You don't have to talk like a girl though. You can use your man voice. That's okay. And then we need, who else do we need? Feather braid. Feather braid, how about Alberto?
Yeah.
They sound like Greek names.
Yeah, well it's a Native American Cinderella, so they kind of are. And then white fox. White fox can be Ozan. Okay, you're white fox. I think that's it for this scene. Yes. Okay. So Here we go. So as you're reading, I'm going to just make notes about your pronunciation. We'll do the whole act together, and then I'll go through and give you some tips and pointers afterwards, okay? Valerie, up at the top, do you see the microphone button? You have to click that.
Hello?
Hi,
Hi.
I can hear you now.
Oh, good.
Okay. So I don't think you have any lines yet, but you will in the next act, okay?
Oh, okay.
Here we go. So, narrator, tomorrow,
Emma? Yeah? Okay.
you're up. Whenever you're ready.
Okay. This place is a Native American Cinderella, a folk tale from a Abenaki tribe of eastern Canada. It is brought to you to Wooty-oo. Can you
Good.
hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. On the shores of a wide bay near the Atlantic Ocean, in what is now called Canada, there once lived a great Native American warrior. He was called Strong Wind, the Invisible. Strong Wind lived with his sister in a log man near the sea. From a long time, he did not marry. It was known that Strong Wind would marry the first maiden who could see him as he came home at night. Many tried, but Strong Wind used a clever trick to test the trustfulness of all who sought to win him.
Good. Truthfulness. Truthfulness.
Can you repeat it?
Truthfulness.
Truthfulness. Okay.
Perfect. Truthfulness. Good. Who sought to win him. Good. Okay. Strong Wind.
Dun, dun, dun. I would like to have a family someday. I would like to have a wife and children of my own, and a wigwam with a fire.
Wigwam.
I have no idea what it is.
It's okay. I'll show you a picture.
Okay. Warm us on cold nights.
Strong Wind's sister is, I think it's who's our Strong Wind's sister? Is it Alberto?
Pawan.
Oh, Pawan. Pawan, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. I'm here.
Okay, it's your turn.
Okay.
This is you.
Okay, this is me. Okay. Strong wind system. Okay, first of all, I want to ask a question. May I
Okay.
ask?
Yeah.
What is the meaning of strong wind's sister?
Okay, so a wind is like, right?
Yeah,
When you're
yeah.
outside and it's really windy and you're like blowing all over the place when there's a storm. A
Yeah.
strong wind is a really intense wind. Like it blows you right over. Okay? But in Native American culture, they sometimes use words from nature to name people. So this person's name is Strong Wind. So we've got Strong Wind, it's a person, and then who else? Strong Wind's sister. So you're the sister of Strong Wind.
Okay.
Okay, and then we have Feather Braid. That's another name. And what else? White Fox. Okay, so they use names from nature. Have you guys ever seen Pocahontas, the Disney movie?
Yeah.
They do that in Pocahontas. They have some like I don't know. I don't remember exactly what they are. Little Paw or something. They use words from nature to name people. It's just a cultural thing.
Okay.
So you are Strong Wind's sister.
Okay.
But you don't have to talk like a girl. You can talk like a man if you want.
Okay.
Okay.
So may I start?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay. A family might be nice, but you already have a wigwam. Go build a fire in it if you're cold. Strong wind. No, that's not what I mean.
So this is your line. That was perfect.
Okay.
And then
okay.
now it's Strong Wind's line.
Okay.
Okay.
No. That's not what I mean. I want a wife and a family.
Okay, now my turn.
Yep.
Okay. There are a lot of nice maidens in our village. They all seem to like you, but you didn't like the ones I brought to you before.
But the woman I marry must be an honest woman.
How do you expect to figure out who is honest and who is not, brother?
Okay, so here's your description. It says walks up to Strongwind with her hands on her hips. That means like I don't know how to show you sitting down. I'll show you.
I get it. I get
Right?
it.
So you're mad. You're like,
Yeah.
you're like,
Like
oh
the-
no.
Angrily.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you will help me.
Okay. How can I help you?
By helping me to learn which maiden is honest and which one is not. You do want me to be happy, don't you?
Of course, I want you to be happy, but
Come on, you trust me, don't you?
well, okay. Is this going to be hard?
Not at all, sister. Every woman who walks by with a wigwam will have to pass a test. Oh, I will stay right here, but I will make myself invisible. You know, I am the only brave in the world who can do that. Ask each maiden if she sees me, and by her answer we will know if she is a truthful woman.
Your turn again. Yeah.
No. I will marry the first honest woman who passes the wigwam.
Okay, I see what you mean. The first woman. What if she can't cook?
I will marry her.
What if she's can't mend your buckskins?
I will marry her.
Okay, brother. Let's try this plane of yours. Look, here comes feather bread.
Okay.
No.
It's you
Oh,
again.
hi, feather bread. What's going on?
Not much. I was just coming from the beach. I was fishing this morning.
Good. Strongwind's sister?
No, I think he didn't finish his line. He just left. I was fishing this morning after Simelan.
No,
Oh,
it's
my-
me.
This part is in italics, so it's the narrator. If the narrator wants to.
Okay, it shows the emotion. Am I right?
Right. So it's like stage directions. It tells us what's happening.
Okay. Okay,
so-
sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
Nice catch. Hey, you like my brother, right?
It's amazing the way he can make himself invisible. Is he around?
So this sighs dreamily is like you're so in love. You're like
Is he around?
Yeah. Okay. You tell me. You know, he has decided to marry the first girl who can see him, although he's invisible.
I see him over there. He's wearing a blue bead in his hair. He's carrying a bear in a hide. Bear hide.
good. A bear hide. It's like a bear skin. When you skin an animal, and you have their skin and the fur. It's called their hide, like the animal hide. It's bear hide.
Yeah.
What is he using to draw his sled?
Yes.
A pole.
RIGHT. Feather bread. See you later.
Okay, it's you again.
Strong wind. I don't about this idea of yours, but let's try it again. Here comes White Fox. Again me? Okay. Hey, White Fox. Good to see you. What's in the basket?
I was just picking corn to grind in the flour. Tomorrow I will bake it interbred for my family. How is your brother? The bravest warrior of our village.
He's fine. Did you know he's promised to marry the first maiden who sees him?
Wait.
White Fox?
White
Are
Fox
you-
is Ozan, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's your line again.
Okay. Yes, there he is with a fishing pole. You are truly lucky to have a brother like that.
What does he use to draw his sled?
A great court.
So that's where that code went. Better luck next time, White Fox.
Do you know what sulks means?
No.
Sulking is like pouting. So he's like, like a little kid. Like, and he leaves. He's sulking.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. Strong wind. This is not going so well.
Strong wind?
Oh, no. There must be one honest woman in this village, and we are going to find her. Come on.
And
You're very
yippee,
strong wind
yippee
is
ended.
very determined.
I have to find someone.
He's a little bit intense, strong wind. Okay. All right. Good job, guys. I have some pronunciation notes. Who was Feather? It was Alberto, right?
Yeah.
So, Mr. Narrator, can you read those words for me? The first one? Do you see them? I typed them into the Verbling chat. Moro?
Oh yeah. Again.
Do you see the words that I typed into the chat?
Yes.
Could
Can you
read
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Could you read
Okay.
the first one for me?
The first part of narrator.
No, just the first word. Do you look at your Verbling chat in the Hangout?
Native, 3, sister, truthfulness. Those words.
Moro? Oh, sorry. I think I froze for a minute. The first one is native.
Native, yeah.
Native. Yeah. And then the next one?
3,
Okay, three. When you read it, you lost your th sound and it sounded like tree, but
okay.
it's maybe because you were reading quickly. So just pay mind to that. And then the next one,
Sister,
sister.
sister,
Good. It's just your I sound is almost right, but it's somewhere in between sister and sister. You just need to push it just a little bit more to make the I sound. Sister.
sister.
Sister. Good. And then the last one, we struggled with that. I wanted to make sure you can pronounce it now.
Truthfulness.
Okay. Truthfulness.
Oh, truthfulness.
Good. So if you break the word apart, you pronounce truth the same way. Truth. It sounds like an
Truth.
Yeah, truthfulness. Truthfulness. Good. Okay, more to come.
Okay.
Good job. Strong. It's not enter. Oh, there it is. Okay. It's wigwam.
Wigwam.
And I'm going to show you what that is, okay? I'll show you a picture.
Oh, I'm wondering what it is. Wigwam.
This is a wigwam.
Football team.
So
Oh,
it's
tent.
it's like a teepee, but it's more round,
Yeah.
right?
Is it used just for creeks or every kind of system, like every tent or?
Yeah, so you'll still see it sometimes in like developing villages. They use wigwams.
Nomads.
So wigwam, and then the next word.
Wife.
You did something weird with your W, but it's okay. There was wife, and then there was a V word that followed it. Village.
Village.
Village. Still need to practice the V sound. And then whenever you had don't you were using the wrong sort of intonation. So remember to raise your voice at the end of questions. Sorry, I have an echo.
From Ricardo.
Sorry, Ricardo, I'm just gonna mute you just for a minute. Oh, it's okay. It's echoing. I don't know. Do you have headphones? If you use headphones, that should fix the problem. It's okay. Don't worry. Whenever you have don't you, it should be like, let me find where you said it. You trust me, don't you? You want me to be happy, don't you? So you're kind of probing the person. Like, don't you? That's the intonation that you should be using. Rather than, you trust me, don't you? You just need to kind of lift your voice up with the question. And then, truthful, you stumbled over it, so I wrote it down, but I think you can pronounce it.
Yeah.
Can you say it?
Truthful.
Yeah, it's just the consonant cluster with the THF. And you, 2 times, instead of saying I'll, you said I will.
Because it was like, I have to cry out and
Oh, okay, so this is what we call like artistic license, right? I said, yeah, I know it said I'll, but I wanted to really emphasize it. So, I will find a wife. And then the last word?
Feather.
Feather. Feather. Okay, good. Next is Pawan.
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay. So I read this strong. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, just one at a time. The first one.
Okay. Strong wind's sister.
Pawan. So your first. Do you see the first word there? It starts with a Y.
Strong wind's sister.
Yeah, and then the words that are listed.
Okay. You're the cook. Draw fox.
Okay. Your. Okay, so you're rolling your R, right? Your.
Yeah.
Whenever your tongue touches the roof of your mouth, that is not an English R sound. We don't do that in English. Your tongue, it should never hit the roof of your mouth when you make your R. Your tongue is held like this. Your. Close? Okay. Let me find my tongue picture.
Okay.
It sounded funny, but
I think this is hard one sound.
it is. It's a very hard sound. Let me find the tongue. Here it is. Okay. So, should look like this. Oops. What have I done?
Okay.
So, this looks strange, but see how the tip of your tongue is kind of held here, but it doesn't actually touch. Okay? And this is all your tongue muscles. You have to use the muscles in your tongue to hold it there. It should never tap. Once it taps, it's your, and that's not the right sound. It should be your.
Okay.
Try it again.
Let me try them. Your.
Good. Try
Your. Oh, sorry. Just a minute. Your.
Yes.
Your.
Yes. Good. Okay, try
Just. Just
Good. Good. Rat. Good.
Rat.
Good. And then try four. Good. Four. Good. So you see, it's about your tongue muscles, right? Kind of holding your R there. So it just takes practice, okay? So don't worry. It's a really hard sound. What's your first language?
That is Sindhi.
Okay, and what sort of R sound do you have? Do you roll your R?
Let me do because I didn't notice that. Okay, Ram, Ra, Rara. We say like there's a name
Yeah, I
Ram.
heard
We
it.
say Ram, Ram.
Right. So your tongue is just flicking like that.
Yeah.
Right? So we don't
Sometimes.
do that in English, so it's going to take you some practice to just hold your tongue there. But don't worry, it's just practice. Practice makes perfect, right?
Okay, ma'am.
And then the next word?
Okay, after the your.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the.
Yeah, that was fine. The.
Okay, the and next is cook.
Okay. That sounded perfect. Cook.
Okay, cook.
Cook.
Okay, speak with the puff of air. Cook.
Cook. Hook. Look. They all rhyme, okay?
Okay, cook.
Took.
And then is draw.
Good.
Draw.
Good.
Draw. And last one is fox.
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 Think of it like this. Fox.
Fox.
Good. It's more of an ah than an o.
Okay.
Fox. Ah. Fox.
Fox.
No,
Fox.
Firkin, sucks. That's a different sound. That's versus ah.
Okay.
Versus
Fox.
fox.
Fox. Fox.
No, not foi. Not foi. It's the AW is like an ah, like you're at the dentist. Ah. Fox. Okay? You're still there? All right. Good job, Powen. Who's next? Feather braid. Alberto?
Fishing.
Fishing. Fishing.
Fishing.
Good, not fishing.
Yeah.
Fishing.
Fishing. Can.
Good.
Yeah. There.
Okay. There. So your TH, watch my mouth. There. There. Good. So your tongue, it should be vibrating a little bit. There. Good.
Yeah. Hair.
It's the same vowel sound. Hair.
Yeah. But
Hair.
we have the tongue.
Right. It's just the
Hair.
vowel sound. It sounds a little bit off. So it's there, hair, hair. But very lightly. Hair. Good. Same vowel sound with this next word.
Yeah. Bread.
Good. Braid.
Bread.
Good.
And pole.
Pole. Okay. Good. Very good. Perfect. No, it's Paul. Paul versus pole.
Pole.
But pole like this, like
No,
a telephone pole, is pronounced the same way as pole. Like
that is soft.
yeah, like a poll where you're asking someone a question. It's pronounced the same way. Poll. Oh, poll.
Yeah. Pole.
Okay, good, Alberto. Ozan, you're next.
Okay. Grind.
Grind. Yep.
Okay. Warrior.
So can you say these two words after each other? Warrior and village.
Warrior and village.
Warrior
Village.
and village. So it's the V sound. When you say the V, your teeth, they should be touching right here.
Okay.
And it should vibrate a little bit.
Village.
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 Good, good. And then warrior is
Warrior.
Your mouth is different. Warrior, village.
Warrior. Village.
Good. Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
And
Brother.
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 Brother. There.
Brother.
Good. It's just the TH sound in the middle. Brother. It's the
Brother.
vibrating TH. Brother.
Brother.
Yes. Perfect. Awesome.
Okay.
Okay. Good. All right. Ready? Who's we can go on to Act 2 and get some new readers. Okay. So we'll get some people who didn't get a chance to read first. So how about is it Valerie then?
Yes,
it's Valerie.
It's Valerie.
Okay. So Valerie, how about oldest daughter?
Good.
Okay. And then middle daughter, how about who else didn't read? Ricardo?
Okay.
Again, don't worry, you don't have to talk like a girl, okay?
Okay.
Okay. And the chief, how about Jose? Jose, are you there? Jose Andres?
Yes.
Okay, there you are. Okay. Chief?
Sorry.
And I think there's, oh, that's it for Act 2. Okay, that's it. And I think it's just Ali who hasn't read yet. So Ali, don't worry, you'll be in the next act, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Oh, I went too far. Act 2. Here we go. All right. Are you ready?
Sorry, what are I?
So oldest daughter is Valerie, middle daughter is Ricardo, and chief is Jose.
Okay.
Okay, so Valerie, you can start whenever you're ready.
Oldest daughter?
Yep.
Guess what, father? Oh, you'll never guess. So, I'll have to tell you. The strong wind is looking for a bride.
What? How do you know such a thing, sister? Has he chosen yet? When will he choose? How will he choose?
I do not know, sister. I just heard this when I went to pick berries. Strong Wind and his sister were talking about it, and they did not see me in the bushes. I could not hear how or when he will choose, but we should go talk with Strong Wind's sister. She will know. We are the daughters of the great chief. He must choose one of us.
That's the best news I have heard all seasons. But sister, we cannot go in this plain gaming. We must make it ourselves beautiful. We should take food to show that we can cook.
And jewelry and baskets to show that we can make fine things.
Okay, chef. Sorry, chief.
José?
Okay. But neither of you can cook. My youngest daughter does the cooking in this wigwam with all starving. She also makes the baskets and mends the clothes and makes the jewelry to trade. Get up, girl. You look a mess. It's a disagree on my name to have short and messy daughter. Look at your clothes.
Good. Middle daughter?
Oh, yes. Father, she did that so herself early today. Sorry.
Okay.
She did, father. We saw her rubbing ashes over her face. Jiggles?
Yeah,
I think-
giggle is is like really bad. But.
I think she likes to be dirty.
Youngest daughter? Who's the youngest daughter? Ricardo? Oh wait, we don't have a youngest daughter, do we? Middle daughter, oldest daughter. Oops, youngest daughter, Ali?
Okay. That's not true, father. They pushed me down. They rubbed ashes all over me.
Do you expect me to believe such a silly story? What a thing to say about your sisters. One of you should marry a strong wind. He won't know that you can't cut or mend clothing until after the wedding. By then it will be too late. He is such a great hunter that none of us will ever be angry again. Gone. Then make yourself as pretty as you can.
Good.
You, for making yourself look so dirty. You will mend your sister's clothes so they will look as nice as possible.
Good. So this is like he's pointing at her, and you, you for making yourself so dirty. Okay. Good. Youngest daughter?
Yes, I want to seek strong men too.
Chief?
Go now, quickly before he chooses someone else.
Good. End of Act 2. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. That one wasn't too long, so I've got some notes for you guys, though. I didn't realize we didn't give youngest daughter a role to anyone, so Ellie got a chance. That's good. Okay. Oldest daughter. This is an interesting play. Well, Valerie?
Yes?
Could you read the first word?
Um,
Do you see it in the chat?
bushes?
Bushes.
Bushes?
Bushes. Good. Bushes. Good. Bushes.
Bushes.
And the next one, it's 3 words, but can you just read them together?
Talking about it.
Talking about it.
Talking about it.
Talking about it. About it. When you say
Talking
about,
about it.
yeah, about kind of drops down rather than up. Talking about it instead
Talking
of about
about
it.
it.
Good, perfect. And then,
The?
yeah, that was fine. I don't know what I heard, but that's okay. And the next one?
Jewelry.
Good. So, although jewelry, it looks like jewelry, when we pronounce it, it usually just sounds like jewelry. It kind of almost loses that second E and the lury, that jewelry. Good. Okay. Middle daughter, Ricardo. I have 2 words for you. Ricardo? Oh, there you go.
Plain and garments.
Okay.
Garments.
Plain. So it's the same as like an airplane.
Plain.
Sounds the same. Yeah. And garments. Just work. It's the R sound in the middle there. Garments. Yeah. Whenever we have an R sound in the middle of words with the American or North American accent, it's usually a pretty strong R sound. Garments. So. Okay. Cool. Hi, Zachariah. Saying hello. Okay. Good. And then Jose, the chief. Jose. Starve. Good. You want that R sound again in the middle. Starve. Good. Next one. Trade. Okay, so Did you hear when I was explaining the R with the tapping before, where you're rolling your R?
Trade.
Trade, trade. I'm hearing like trade, trade, but it should sound like trade, trade. Good, trade. Okay. Did you see the picture of that? Let me find it again. Like this again. It's a different picture, but that's okay. When you're making that R sound, see how your tongue, it just kind of sits here, okay? It doesn't touch the roof of your mouth. It should never tap up here. You have to hold your tongue with your muscles. So instead of trade, it should be trade. Trade. Good. So say this, Say Can you repeat after me? Okay, one more time. That was better. So your tongue should just never touch the roof of your mouth with these sounds. You have to really hold it, like kind of like this with your muscles. Chur. That was better for sure. Takes practice. And then the next word? Disgrace. Disgrace. Good. You're still tapping your R, but that's okay. It's something to practice, okay? But it's disgrace instead of disgrace. Good. And then the next one?
Such.
Good. Such. Okay. And then the next word?
Accept.
So that put. It's hard. Whenever I talk about this sound, I feel like I'm rapping. Accept. Good. Accept. Okay. And then the last word?
Pretty.
Good. Firkin is laughing at the prospect of me being a rapper, but I think I could be like the female Eminem. But that's cool. Okay. Ellie?
Yes.
Do you see those words in the chat?
It's okay.
Do you see them? The 3 words I typed for you?
I couldn't understand.
Okay. Do you see the Verbling chat?
No.
No? Okay. I'll put them in the other chat.
Do you want me to open? Just a minute.
Okay. Do you see the other chat? Oh, Firkin beat me to it.
I opened it.
You opened it? Okay. Here, I'll share. Do you see them right here?
Youngest?
Oh, you see them in the chat. Youngest, daughter, Ali, and then you've got 3. Oops. The first one is rub.
Yes, I saw. Yes,
okay.
I saw.
So the first one is rubbed.
Oh.
Rubbed. Can you repeat it for me? Rubbed.
Just a moment.
Okay.
I'm copying them.
Okay.
Okay. You adjusted to youngest.
Yeah.
Youngest daughter. Rubbed.
Good. So that's bd. It's kind of it's a hard sort of sound. Rubbed.
Good.
Good. That was better. Good.
Over.
Okay, so you're saying over,
Yes.
but it's a V sound. So when you pronounce the V, your teeth, should touch right here. Over. and it should vibrate a little bit. Over.
Over.
Good. V, v.
Okay.
One more time. Over.
Over.
Good. It's better. So try saying what's a word that starts with a V? Van. Van.
Van.
Good. Van.
Van.
Good. And then yeah, vine.
Vine.
Good. And then over.
Over.
Good. It's getting better. So it's a difference between, this is the V sound, okay?
Okay.
V, versus the W sound is oo, w, w, v, w, v. Do you see the difference? So with the V, it's more of a vibration, and your teeth are involved here. With the W, it's just your lips. W, 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 versus.
Yes, I get it.
Cool. So it's just practice between, because some language. What's your first language, Ali?
Turkish.
Turkish. Okay. So Furkan understands this problem, right, Furkan? Is it that you guys don't have a V sound in Turkish? Is that right?
I guess so.
Right. So it's a new sound, so you just have to get used to it and practice. Take some time. And then the last word?
See.
Seek. Seek. Yeah, that was fine. Okay, cool. Good job. All right. Any questions so far? Pronunciation questions about those words or any other ones before we keep going?
No.
Okay. Let's go to Act 3. Okay. Act 3. I think everybody has had a chance to read once. Am I right? Yes. Okay. So we'll take volunteers this time. Would anybody like to be strong wind?
Nah, I was the wrong wing.
You want to be strong wind again, Furkan? Okay.
Better than sister.
Okay. And strong wind sister?
I can do it.
Okay. Morrow?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's see those acting skills. I'm counting on you. Oldest daughter?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, Valerie?
Yes.
Okay. And who else is in this? Chief. We need another chief.
Ricardo.
Ricardo?
Yes.
Okay, great. And middle daughter.
Perhaps me.
Okay. Okay. Alberto, who has become Alberta.
Okay.
Okay. And youngest daughter. Youngest daughter.
Me.
Me? Okay, Jose. And I think that's it for this act. Let me just, yeah, that's it. Okay. Act 3. Here we go. Dun dun dun. Okay.
I will not give up. There must be an honest woman in this village. If I have to, I will go to another village.
Another village. But I am so tired. Your idea does not seem to be working. We've already been through all the meetings of the village, haven't we?
Oldest daughter?
Okay. You who? Could I speak with you, oh sister of my village?
So this is when you see this O, it's like this. Yoo-hoo! Psst. Could I speak with you, oh sister of my village? You're being
Oh,
very
sister?
dramatic.
Okay.
Oh, sister of my village.
What's that, daughter of the chief?
I understand that your handsome brother, who is the bravest of the brave, is looking for a wife. Could this wonderful news be true?
You look pretty nice today. Are you interested in being a Strongwind's wife?
Oldest daughter?
Yes, I would make the best wife. I can sing and dance, and I am very good cook. Just ask my father how well I can cook.
She's not a bad singer, really.
That was so convincing. Okay.
I'm sure that will please Strongwind. Well, let me ask you this. Do you see him?
See who?
Strongwind, the invisible, the fellow you want to marry. Do you see him anywhere?
Yes, I see him there. Look at how tired he is from hunting all day. Oh my, he is a little grimy, but oh boy, he'd make a great husband.
What is his shoulder strap made from?
Well, he is a little far away, you know. I can just tell that it is rawhide. Yes, it is definitely rawhide.
Sorry, I guess we're going to be related.
I guess we're not.
Oh, I guess we're not going to be related.
Okay.
I can see him. I can see him. My older sister always was a little nearsighted. Oh, he's dragging
Nearsighted.
nearsighted. Oh, he's dragging a buffalo. Yes, it's definitely a buffalo. He's so very strong to be able to do that all by himself. Let me see. His suit strap is made from woven grasses. That's it. It's made of woven grasses.
Sorry? It isn't made of?
There isn't anyone coming over that hill.
Youngest daughter? Who told you that you could come here? How dare you disobey me? You get back to that wigwam.
Hey, Chief, give the girl a break. You know, I always thought that you were the nicest one in your family.
Father, I mean you not disrespect. I cleaned the wigwam, ground the corn, cooked the food for dinner and mended all of your buskins. I also helped my sister prepare to meet a strong wind, the invisible, but not of you have seen him at all actually. I don't see him anywhere. Oh, now I see him. There he is.
Oh, my brother must have made himself visible to her because she told the truth. What does my brother use to pull his sled?
His sled.
His sled?
He pulls the sled with a rainbow.
Oh, ah, oh.
Whoa.
Oh.
What is his bowstring made from?
His drawstrings in the Milky Way. That's amazing.
Whoa.
The ghost. Because you were honest. I think you're going to be a bride before long. Welcome to the family.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
They will be Aspen trees forevermore. No one will ever be cruel to you again. Will you be my wife?
For as long as the stars shine.
Oh.
This is the third time I'm marrying with someone.
Kiss. No, just kidding. Birkin always ends up marrying a man whenever we. Okay.
Fourth time.
It's funny. Okay, really quick. Almost out of time, so let's try to get through as much of this as we can here. Mauro, do you see the words for you?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Haven't we?
Haven't we?
Yeah.
Haven't
Wind.
we? It's a different
Haven't
intonation. Haven't we?
Okay. Haven't we?
Good.
Like this? Okay.
Good.
Wind.
Wind. Wind.
Wind.
Good.
Shoulder.
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 Good. Make sure with that at the end, it sounds like an R. Shoulder. Shoulder. Otherwise, it sounds British, which is okay if you want like a more British accent. Then it would be shoulder. But in American English, it's shoulder.
And in British
It's more like shoulder. Because in British,
okay.
that ER is more of an sound. In American, it's more of an So,
okay.
depends
Shoulder. Okay.
Right.
His lad.
Okay, so when you have those two S's beside each other, you still need to separate the words. His sled, rather than his lead.
His lad.
His sled.
His sled.
Good.
Okay.
And
Honest.
you can kind of link them, but you don't want it to sound like just one Z, his lead. It's not quite like that. It's a little bit more separate. And then the last one, it's a silent H. Honest.
Oh, like our.
Right. Right.
Okay. Honest. Okay.
Okay, Valerie.
Bravest.
Good. That was fine.
Cook.
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 Good.
Anywhere.
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 Okay.
Husband.
Okay, that sounded fine. I don't remember what the problem was with husband, but something was happening with the vowel where it sounded more like an A when you were reading, but that sounded good by itself. Husband. Okay.
Husband.
And it's
Okay.
cook. Not kook. Okay. Ricardo?
Hello. Disobey.
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 Okay.
That.
Okay, I just put that because you were having some TH problems, so just be aware of your TH sound. That. Okay. And Alberto?
Yeah. Buffalo.
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 Good.
Buffalo. Yeah.
Buffalo.
Woven.
Okay, woven.
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 That's a good word for everyone who's from Turkey in this class. There's 3 of you guys. Woven. That's a good word for you to practice because it's got your W and your V. Woven. Okay. Good job, Alberto. And then youngest daughter, Jose, I've just got 2 words for you.
Ground.
Okay, it's that R, okay? Ground.
Ground.
So
Ground.
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 Good. That was perfect. You just did it.
Ground.
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 Okay.
Buck.
Yeah, and it was buckskin. Buckskin.
Buskin.
Buckskin.
Buck a skin.
Good. Buckskin.
Buck a skin.
From to buckskin. It's like rapping again. Okay. All right. Good job, guys. Very, very good. I have to go. I'm teaching the next class. Come hang out with me there if you want. We're going to play a very funny game called 2 Truths and a Lie. Okay?
Thank you, teacher.
Thanks. See you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.